Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I'm a certified Pilates instructor and today we're going to be doing a 20-minute full body Pilates sculpt workout. So when you're ready, go ahead and meet me on your mat. We're going to start laying down on your back here. Feet are going to be flat on the mat, knees are bent. We're going to bring the hands behind the head. Then from here we'll draw the legs up to tabletop one at a time. Let's take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, we lift the chest up and then lower the head down. Starting out with our chest lift here. Think about curling the head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Using your breath to help you here. Exhaling as you lift the chest up. Then take your inhale as you slowly lower down. We're going to take a few more here just like this. Make sure those elbows are staying wide. You're not pulling on your head or neck. Think about drawing the belly button in towards the spine, really activating the core. Squeezing the legs together in this tabletop position, trying to find that inner thigh activation. We're going to hold it up at the top in 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up at the top. We extend the arms up. From here, we lower the right leg, left arm, and then draw it back to center. We switch left leg, right arm, and center. Reaching long through the hands and the toes here, lengthening the body. The lower you send your leg as you extend it, the more work you'll feel into your lower abs. So as a modification, you can always send the leg a little higher up. Finding this deep core activation here, knitting the ribs together, drawing the abs up and in. We'll take about 4 more here. Last one on each side. Beautiful. Lower everything down for a second. From here, we're going to move into a single leg stretch. So when you're ready, we're going to curl the head up. We pull the right leg in, left leg extends out long, and we switch and switch. Trying to hold the head, neck, and shoulders really lifted up off the mat here. Pulling the knee in towards the chest. We have a slight tuck of the chin just to protect the neck and cervical spine. Making sure you're not holding your breath here. We're still breathing. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Good. Let's lift that chest even higher here. You guys got it. Let's go for 5 more seconds. Final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down. For this last bit of our ab warm-up, we're going to do a double leg stretch. So kind of like what we just did. We're going to reach up everything in like a ball, and then both legs and arms go long. Then we draw everything back. Good, you guys. We're not going to be here for long. You can do it. Squeezing the legs together, drawing the abs up and in. We're just reaching everything out long, you guys. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Lower everything down. Good work, you guys. All right, and then from here, we're gonna move into a bridge series. So we're gonna meet with our feet flat on the mat, about hip bone distance apart. Hands are gonna be pressing down into the mat beside you. Let's take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, we tuck the pelvis, slowly start to roll the spine up. And then once you're at the top, we inhale. Exhale as you melt the spine back down. Good. Really focusing on this articulation of the spine. Think of peeling your spine up off your mat, one bone at a time. And then softening at the sternum to melt the spine back down. Tailbone hits the mat last. Squeezing the glutes and the abs in, making sure the lower back is not feeling any pressure. I'm going to start to add on here. As we lift the hips up, we pause at the top, lift the heels, lower the heels, and then roll the spine back down. Just adding on that heel raise once we're up at the top. You want to think about pulling the heels and the glutes in towards each other while we go through this whole movement, really helping to activate the back side of the legs. We're going to hold it up at the top in 3. Good. 2 more here. Nice and slow. Beautiful. We roll all the way down. Next time the hips are lifted, let's hold it there. Continue with just that heel raise. We slowly lift, then gently lower the heels down. Being mindful that the ankles are not rolling out or in. Trying to focus on that ankle strength and stability here. So hold the ankles in a neutral position. Still squeezing the abs in, making sure the ribs are not flaring out. Thinking about knitting the ribs together. Good. We're going to lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the heels lifted, little pulses of the hips. Up an inch and down an inch. We pulse the hips for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push those hips up, lift the heels. We hold for 3, 2, and 1. Melt the spine all the way down. You can hug the knees into the chest. Take a quick release. And then from here, we're going to come into a single leg bridging section. So we're going to start with our hands pressing into the mat beside you. We're going to draw the right leg up to tabletop. Left foot is still on the mat. From here, we hinge the hips up and then lower the glutes down to tap the mat. Press the hips right back up again. Coming into our hinge bridge, so our spine stays in one long line here. Really trying to hold an even line from hip bone to hip bone here, making sure one hip is not dropping down lower than the other. Squeezing both glutes in to hold the pelvis stable, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Trying to hold a strong tabletop through the right leg, trying to find that 90-degree angle of the knee. Really squeezing the glutes, feeling the hamstrings activating here. On this next one, let's hold the bridge up at the top. We're going to extend the right leg up. We sweep it down and lift up. Sweep down, lift back up. Super strong through that left leg here. We're squeezing that glute in, trying to hold the hips stable. Making sure that right hip doesn't drop down as we lower the leg. So strong, you guys. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, holding that leg lifted into. Last one, we hold the leg lifted, little pulses. Bringing the toes to the sky, we pulse the hips up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can melt the spine all the way down. We're going to move straight into the other side now. So right foot is going to stay on the mat. Left leg comes up to tabletop. We hinge the hips up and then lower the glutes down to tap the mat. Same thing here, keeping the spine in one log line. Just hinging the hips upwards. Think of squeezing the glutes to lift the hips up. Keeping your chin out of the chest, your gaze is straight up towards the sky. Driving through that right heel and glute to lift the hips upwards. Still being mindful that that left hip is not rocking or dropping lower than the right. Let's go for 3. Holding the hips lifted in 2. Last one, we hold the hips up. Left leg extends, we lower down and sweep up, lower and lift. So strong, you guys. This is the final portion here. We just have those pulses left after this. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg lifted, little pulses to finish. Pointing the toes towards the sky. We squeeze the glutes to lift the hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Melt the spine all the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. You can rock from side to side, taking a little release. All right, we're going to give the legs a little break here and move into a short ab series. To start, we're just going to bring the hands behind the head. We come up into a chest lift. We're going to draw the legs up to tabletop one at a time. From here, we're just going to lower the right toes down. We draw it right back up in line with the left knee. From here, left toes lower, and we pull them back up. Coming into your single leg toe taps. Thinking about hinging at the hip to lower that leg down. Then we use the abs to pull the leg back up towards the body. Holding the chest lifted here, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Ribs are knitted together. The further out you send your toes, the more you'll feel it into the lower abs. Just finding a slight tap to the mat, barely touching it, and then we lift the leg back up. On this next one, let's hold it up at the top. We're going to move into double leg toe taps, sending both toes down, and we lift up, squeezing the legs together, finding that inner thigh activation in this tabletop position. Good, just a few more here like this. Lifting and lowering the legs together. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Bring it all the way back up. You can lower down. Now we're going to make our way up to standing. We're going to do some inner thigh and glute work. We're going to do some squats here. So once you're standing, we're going to take your legs wide. Feet are a little wider than shoulder width distance apart. Feet are externally rotated, so the toes are pointing outwards, heels are pointing inwards. Hands are on your hips. From here, we lower the hips down and stand right back up, coming into your wide squat. Trying to hold the chest lifted here. We're not hinging forwards as we sink down. Just holding that upright position. Feeling the inner thighs activating right away. Making sure the knees are tracking in line with your toes. You don't want the knees going further past the toes. If they are, you can just find a little wider stance. We're going to start to add on here in a second. We're going to add in a heel raise. So as you lower down, hold the squat. We lift the right heel and lower, lift the left heel and lower, then stand back up. We squat down, lift the right heel, lift the left heel, then everything lifts back up. Beautiful, you guys. Continuing just like that here. Trying to really separate each movement. So we lower down to the squat, pause, lift the right heel, lower all the way down, lift the left heel, lower all the way down, and then stand back up. Feeling the inner thighs burning here already. On this next one, we're going to hold that squat down low. Continue with just those heel raises here. Try not to move it all in the squat. Just lifting and lowering the heels. Our hips stay the same level. So strong, you guys. On this next one, hold both heels down, little pulses of the hips. Tiny pulses here, up an inch and down an inch. Try not to bounce here, focusing on using your muscle and not momentum. You guys got it. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everything lifts up. Take a second here. And then we lower right back down into that squat and lift up, finding that same squat as before. We sink the hips down and lift back up. So strong. We're going to add on here in just a second. Finding a slight tuck of the pelvis here, really squeezing the glutes as you go throughout this movement. We're going to hold that squat down low in 3. Last 2. Last one, hold that squat. We just lift and lower the right heel here. Everything else stays the same. Just lifting that right heel. So strong. Holding that squat down low. Can we get the hips even lower? Let's lift for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold the heel lifted. Little pulses here. Up an inch and down an inch. Holding that heel up. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that heel. We lift up and sink right back down. We're going to lift the left heel now and lower. Lift the left and lower. Beautiful, you guys. You can do it. We're almost done here. Slowly lower that heel back down. We're going to lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We hold that heel, little pulses of the hips. This is where we finish. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, stand everything up. Whew, good work, you guys. All right, and then we just have one last little section to finish. We're going to come into a plank position. Well, first we're going to start on our hands and knees. So making sure the shoulders are right above the wrists, hips are right above the knees, toes are tucked under. We're going to come into a bear plank. So let's take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, we lift the knees up and then tap the knees right back down. Very small range of motion here, just lifting and lowering the knees. Very lightly tapping the mat before you pick the knees back up. Squeezing the abs in. We're pulling the navel towards the spine. Think about using the abs to lift the knees back up and then control that lower down. Holding a neutral spine here, making sure the head stays in line with the spine. Let's take our last few like this before we hold it up at the top. On this next one, let's hold it up at the top. We're just going to hold here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little pulses to finish here. Barely lowering those knees and lifting right back up, squeezing the abs up and in. Thinking about pressing away from the mat. You guys can do it. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down. Take a child's pose. Amazing work today, you guys. You did so good. If you enjoyed that 20-minute Pilates sculpt workout, make sure to subscribe so you can follow along for more at-home Pilates videos.